When I was 12, my family moved to a rural town in southern Illinois. My parents had lost their jobs in the city and found work out in the country. A pay cut, but enough to get by. They bought a rundown property just outside of town, an old white farmhouse. Big porch, acres of dead cornfields stretching in every direction. The closest neighbor was maybe half a mile away. But across the field behind our house, beyond the tall grass and rotted fence, there was another house. Smaller, weathered gray siding, a collapsed roof, and no windows left intact. My dad said it had been abandoned for years. It didn't have a driveway, no mailbox, no visible path leading to it, just there, like someone dropped it in the middle of the field and forgot it. Naturally, I was obsessed with it. I'd ask my parents about it all the time, who lived there, what happened, but they never gave me a clear answer. My dad always said, "Don't worry about that old place." And my mom would just change the subject, but I remember one time during dinner, she said something I'll never forget. She whispered, "Don't ever go near it after dark." That warning echoed in my head for weeks. I'd stare out at my window at night, watching the silhouette of that broken little house in the moonlight. Nothing ever happened, it just sat there, still and dead. Until the night, I saw the light. It was late, maybe 2 a.m. I was up reading comics under my covers when I noticed something strange through my bedroom window. The house across the field was glowing. A soft, flickering light coming from one of the windows on the second floor. I blinked a few times, rubbed my eyes, but it was still there. Not bright, but enough to cast shadows on the broken shingles. At first I thought it might be the moon hitting something reflective, but then it moved. The light bobbed slightly like someone walking with a candle or lantern. I stared, frozen, for what felt like forever. Eventually, the light faded. I told my dad the next day and he got real quiet. Didn't say a word, just stared at me for a long time before finally muttering, "Could have been swamp gas." We didn't live near a swamp. I didn't see the light again for another 2 weeks, but that time it came back every night. Always around 2 a.m., always from the same window. I started watching it obsessively. I'd stay up just to see it, sometimes for seconds, sometimes for minutes. Once, I thought I saw the silhouette of a person in the light. Not moving, just standing behind the broken glass facing my house. That's when the dreams started. I'd dream about the house, always from the inside. I was walking through it, bare wooden floors, peeling wallpaper, the sound of wind whistling through empty window frames. In every dream, I'd climb the staircase to the second floor. And every time, there would be a door at the end of the hall, closed, with a soft glow spilling out underneath it. I never opened it. I always woke up before I could. One night though, I didn't. In the dream, I walked up to the door, hand outstretched. As soon as my fingers touched the doorknob, I heard whispering from the other side. Not words, just this low, urgent hissing like someone was trying to talk through the door. I pushed it open. Inside was the room with the glowing light. It looked exactly like what I saw from my bedroom, but in the middle of the floor was a man. He wasn't moving, just sitting there, cross-legged, head down, breathing loud. Then he looked up at me. His face was blank, pale, mouth too wide, eyes completely black. He raised one hand and pointed directly at me. I woke up screaming. My parents came running in. I was crying, drenched in sweat. I begged them to tell me what that house was. I told them about the dreams, the light, the man. That's when my dad finally told me the truth. 20 years earlier, a family had lived in that house. Husband, wife, and their teenage son. People in town didn't talk about them much, said they mostly kept to themselves, but one winter, the father lost his mind. Something about voices, demons, the house being cursed. One night he murders his wife and son with an axe. Then he disappeared. Cops searched everywhere but never found him. The house was condemned, left to rot. Some say it was haunted. Others say the father still lived there, hiding in the walls. Crazy conspiracy stuff. But my dad looked me dead in the eye and said, "I don't know what's out there, but I've seen the light too. Just never tell it you see it." That scared me more than anything. From that night on, I never looked at the house again, not at night, not during the day. I kept my blinds shut, slept with a flashlight under my pillow, but about a month later, I woke up to a sound I'll never forget. Knocking. Not on my front door, not at the window, but from inside my wall. 3 soft knocks from the side facing the field. I held my breath, then faintly from behind the plaster, I heard it, whispering, just like in the dreams. I screamed for my parents. They rushed in. My dad ripped open the wall, expecting maybe some rats or some animal, but there was nothing, just old insulation and wooden studs. The knocking stopped. The whispering didn't come back. But the next night, my dad slept in my room with a shotgun, and in the morning, the light was gone, for good. We moved out the next summer. I'm 31 now, and I've never gone back. I still dream about that house sometimes, about the man in the room with no eyes. And last month, I got a letter. No return address, just a single sentence typed in all caps. "Thank you for letting me in."